Luann de Lesseps thoughts on a potential return to RHONY. Luann de Lesseps has a lot of thoughts on the Real Housewives of New York City, both the OG version and the reboot. She believes that the new cast was never entirely accepted by longtime fans, and Lu offered up an easy solution in an exclusive interview with Parade. "I think that they should combine the cast," de Lesseps says of the original and new cast members. Fans were skeptical when Bravo first announced that they were going to reboot the cast of RHONY because the original cast members are extremely popular. Taking a fresh approach with a younger cast made the old beloved series feel foreign. The irony is that if the same cast had launched in a brand new series, it likely would have worked. Lu believes that replacing the cast was Bravo's big mistake. I think the first problem was that they had an all-new cast and they didn't keep the OGs. I think that was a big problem, and I'm sure they realized that was probably not the best. But it is what it is. It happened, so let's see what they're gonna do moving forward. Watch what happens. You gotta watch what happens. Luann calls the early days of RHONY epic. De Lesseps said in her interview with Parade that the original series, which premiered on Bravo in 2008 and ran for 13 seasons before going on hiatus in 2021, was nothing short of epic. It's like Sex and the City, right? Those days, you capture them, and thank God, they're captured on film, right? Because I can't get those back. It's that kind of thing. Listen. No, they talked about bringing it back, she reveals. I don't know where they stand on that and where the girls stand. Ramona Singer has moved to Florida. Sonja Morgan moved to Florida. She finally sold that townhouse, thank God. And Jill Zarin is in Florida. Kelly Killer and Benjamin and I are in New York, and Dorinda Medley. So we'll see what they cook up. I never say never. I say maybe. What do you think is the best way to revive the Real Housewives of New York City? Would you like to see a few members from each cast combined? Or should Bravo put a pin in the series if the original cast won't return? For over a decade, Luann de Lesseps has sashayed her way through the glittering chaos of the Big Apple's elite as one of the Real Housewives of New York City's most unforgettable stars. With her Countess charm, cabaret sparkle, and iconic one-liners like "Be cool, don't be all like uncool," Luann built a legacy that RHONY fans won't soon forget. But after a major cast shakeup and Bravo's reinvention of the franchise, fans are left wondering, is the Countess considering a triumphant return? Sitting beneath the warm Hampton sun, Luann's oversized sunglasses hide her eyes, but not her intrigue. She stirs her iced espresso thoughtfully before flashing that signature smirk. She says, when it comes to RHONY, it's like an ex you still get along with, familiar, fabulous, and always a little dramatic. Luann has been keeping busy post-RHONY. Her cabaret show, Mary F. Kill, continues to tour across the country, with sold-out shows in Miami, Chicago, and Los Angeles. She's even dabbled in wellness retreats and flirted with writing a second book. This one, she hints, might be more raw and revealing than her debut class with the Countess. But the siren song of Bravo hasn't fully faded. A franchise reinvented. When Bravo rebooted The Real Housewives of New York with an entirely new, younger, and more diverse cast, it signaled the end of an era and the beginning of another. Luann, along with other OGs like Sonja Morgan, Dorinda Medley, and Ramona Singer, was moved into the RHONY legacy bucket, with appearances in Real Housewives, Ultimate Girls Trip, and the short-lived RHONY legacy spin-off. Of course I was disappointed at first, Luann admits, but everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you need to step away from the noise to remember who you are. She's remained close with many of her castmates, especially Sonja Morgan, her partner in cabaret chaos. Sonja and I are like Lucy and Ethel. If Bravo ever wants to do Laverne and Shirley, love seeing Luann back on screen in Ultimate Girls Trip, they're clamoring for more. Social media is ablaze with demands for a full-blown return. Bring back the OGs. has become a rallying cry in comment sections and fan forums alike. Never say never. So would she do it? Luann leans back, carefully considering. You know what? I think there's always room for reinvention. Look at Madonna. Look at J.Lo. Why not the Countess? She laughs, but there's a twinkle of seriousness behind her words. RHONY was lightning in a bottle, and I'm so proud to have been part of that magic. But if I were to come back, it would have to be the right return. Not just for the cameras, but for the story. For the evolution. She's open to more than just a cameo. I wouldn't say no to a full-time return, she teases. If the chemistry is right and the drama is organic, I'd be all in. But it has to be authentic. I've evolved, and the show should reflect that. A different Luann. People forget how much I've changed, she continues. From countess to cabaret queen to sobriety warrior, I've lived 9 lives on that show. Indeed, her journey from the Hamptons aristocrat to a woman navigating real struggles, legal woes, rehab stints, public scrutiny, was one of RHONY's most poignant arcs. When I fell hard, but I always got back up, and I did it with a song and a smile. She says her struggles made her stronger and more relatable. You can't sing about life unless you've lived it. I think fans connected with my vulnerability. It wasn't just about parties and penthouses. It was about getting back up when you've lost it all. That personal growth is exactly why she'd be open to returning to the show in a more grounded role. If I came back, I'd want to be the voice of experience. The one who's been through the fire and come out stronger and still fabulous. The Bravo connection. Luann's relationship with Bravo remains warm. Andy Cohen and I still talk. He's always been supportive, especially of the cabaret. I think he knows there's more story left for me. And the fans are vocal. They still want the Countess. Indeed, Luann isn't shy about admitting that she misses the cast trips, the impromptu toasts, and even the occasional table flip. There's something thrilling about living your life out loud. I miss the friendships, the frenemies, the fashion, all of it. But she also recognizes the emotional toll. It's not just reality TV, it's emotional boot camp. You've got to be tough. You've got to be real. And you've got to be fabulous, even when you're falling apart. What would a return look like? I think RHONY could use a little vintage flair, she says with a smile. Imagine a dinner party at my Sag Harbor home, cabaret mic in one hand, drama in the other. New York has changed, but so have we. And there's something beautiful about seasoned women who know who they are. She envisions a blend of old and new. Why not bring the OGs back to mix with the new girls? That would be fire. Let's put some Chanel next to some Supreme and see what happens. As the conversation winds down, Luann slips off her sunglasses and looks out at the water. This city raised me. This show transformed me. I'll always be grateful. She stands, adjusting her sun hat like a queen reclaiming her crown. Would I return to the Real Housewives of New York City? Never say never. The Countess always has one more chapter. And with that, she glides away, effortlessly, fabulously, and perhaps on her way back to Bravo.